I'm Josh with Keep the Peace, and welcome to another Ninjago Dragons Rising set review. Today I'm reviewing set number 71798, Nya and Arin's Baby Dragon Battle. This is a 4+ set with 157 pieces and $34.99 in the US, or €31.99 Euro. Before we start, I want to thank LEGO for sending us these sets, and all opinions on the set are my own. This review is also being recorded after Dragons Rising released on Netflix, so go check that out, but this review will be spoiler free. Now let's get into it. So here are all the things you get with the set. Being a 4+ set, it's naturally made up of a bunch of simple little builds that are meant to make up a scene. The set has 5 builds, 3 playset builds, including what I can only describe as a campfire, an Imperium disc launcher, and a small archway. It also has an Imperium speeder, and of course, the dragon. This set also comes with 4 minifigures: Arin, Nya, Ryu, and an Imperium Claw General. First, let's talk about the ninja. Nya shares the same basic design as the rest of the main 6, with minor differences. Her outfit is mostly light blue, with silver printing and a dark red belt and undershirt. I thought the dark red would clash with the rest of her color scheme, but I like how it references some of her earlier designs. She also has the same armor and hood piece as the rest of the ninja, as well as an elemental visor printed on one of her faces that goes well with said hood. Arin is a brand new main character for this wave, and so gets his own unique design. He shares the same armor piece as Nya, but he also gets his own dual molded horn hood that works so well with his design, and I wish was used as the default ninja hood piece in this wave. His torso is really nicely printed with an orange dragon going up his right shoulder and ending on his back. He has an orange right arm, so I like to imagine the dragon design would have wrapped around his right sleeve if he had arm printing. He has an A on his left side in Ninjago, and his back print has his name written very stylistically. Nya comes with a chicken leg on a stick, which I assume was either meant to feed Ryu or the bigger dragon, and Arin has a signature grappling hook, which is a nice piece to get for this wave. It's made of softer rubber material and can extend out to grab further objects. The villain in the set is an Imperium Claw General. They're fairly common to get, but it's still a fantastic minifigure. He has a nice armor piece that's shared by the rest of the Imperium minifigures, as well as a really cool helmet. He shares a similar torso design with some of the other Imperium minifigures, with gold plate mail and arms over orange geometric lining. His sword is dual molded with a trans-orange blade and a gunmetal gray hilt, and is overall a fantastic new part. Taking everything off, you can see the upper torso and head for all the minifigures. Nya has some shoulder buckles shaped like waves that were hidden by her armor, and you can see a bit more of Arin's dragon hoodie design. Turning them around, you can see Nya's dragon head symbol with waves coming off of it, as well as an alternate face. Arin doesn't get an alternate face since his hairpiece doesn't cover the back of his head. Speaking of hair, Nya's normal hairpiece doesn't fit on her with her armor on, but her headband hair does, so here's what that looks like on her. And here's what Arin looks like with his hairpiece as well. Neither hairpieces come in the set, but both are fairly easy to get. And finally, I wanted to save the best for last. This is Ryu, and he's probably the best part of the set. He comes in other sets, but this is the cheapest way to get him. I absolutely love him. They did a perfect job of capturing his look from the show. He's a little bigger than I imagined him, taking up a 2x3 tile space. He has a small bit of printing on him, mainly with his eyes, but also with some dark blue spots on his head, shoulders, and legs. Looking at him from the top, you can see that his back and tail have a slight waviness to them, which gives him a lot of personality. Overall, Ryu is an incredible figure, and I hope that more smaller dragons be made like him in the future. And now on to the sets, starting with the smallest builds. Campfire isn't really anything interesting, it's just a flame piece on a couple of round tiles and bricks, but I guess it's important to cook your food before feeding it to your dragon. The Imperium turret is also something we've seen in many 4+ sets. It's mostly just a few bricks surrounding a disc launcher. It can't really be rotated or elevated or anything, but I assume kids would just pick it up anyway and use it like that, and for what it does the job well. It comes with 2 discs to launch, and it's pretty simple. Just put the disc in and push it, and it fires. The last terrain build is a small archway with But seriously, the Archway doesn't really have any play features, but I could see kids creating their own stories with it, like pretending the dragon and Imperium, or fighting over the crystal, or racing for it, or something. But overall, it's a pretty inoffensive build that adds to the set. Moving on to the main builds of the set, let's start with the flyer. This build is actually pretty cool. It fits really well with the aesthetic of the rest of the Imperium speeders. It uses a large specially molded piece for the base, with parts added onto it. I really like the front of it, which features a print, not a sticker, of the Imperium logo and some semblance of armor. It has a printed control panel which can be used as other sets. The flyer has 2 wings, as well as 2 large turbines in the back that can be rotated. It only seats 1, though with a few modifications you could seat someone in the back between the rotors. It has a nice consistent color scheme, and overall I'm pretty happy with it. Ninjago 4+ dragons are often really hit or miss with me. Most of them end up looking really flat or misproportioned or just ugly. But I'm proud to say this one is actually pretty decent. It uses the same specialized base piece as the flyer, and a specially printed headpiece that I think looks great. It has light yellow eyes and detailing around the nose, and metallic blue lightning coming out of its eyes and across its head, ending in dual molded trans yellow horns. This thing kinda looks like a baby version of the bigger lightning dragon in this wave, to be honest. It has really good posability in its wings, all thanks to the new extra long ball joint piece that I believe is new for this wave. The wings themselves are built symmetrically, which results in a weird, unused socket that I assume is meant for its claws. It's strange that there isn't anything there, but anyone too concerned by it can just easily add something there themselves, I guess. Moving down the dragon, we get to the saddle, which can seat both Arin and Nya, and a pair of specialized velociraptor legs used as its legs. It's a little weird seeing a very blocky dragon with hyper-defined legs, but it fits really well with the proportions, and I guess it's better than building really blocky legs for it. The tail ends in the same piece as the wings, and has 2 levels of posability, a mixel joint at the base and a ratchet joint at the end. So I mentioned the posability of this dragon, and I wasn't kidding. This dragon has a lot of personality. You can get it into some really cool poses, from perch to prowling. You can even get it into a walking pose thanks to this ability of the wings. This set has 3 instruction booklets, and everything is simplified down for young kids, down to having a single page showing what pieces you need for the next stage of the build. Pretty standard stuff for 4+ sets, to be fair, and the multiple booklets could theoretically allow multiple kids to build different parts of the set simultaneously. In conclusion, this set is your typical larger scale 4+ set, a hero build, a villain build, and some terrain builds to round it out. When making this review, I had to remind myself that this set isn't really targeted at me, and is meant for a much younger audience, and with that the case, I think the set is a success. The flyer retains its simplicity, while also working pretty well with the rest of the Imperium vehicles, and the dragon is surprisingly good for what it is. It's also the cheapest way to get Nya, Arin, and Ryu, so if any adult collectors want them, there you go. As for the price, ouch. 157 pieces for $35 is not good. And while I get that it's a common thing for 4+ sets to be like that, that doesn't really make it accept it less. When I got these sets, the box was the same size as the $20 Imperium Hunter Hound set, which says a lot for me. So can I recommend this set? Not really. The price really overshadows the contents of this set, so unless you're a parent buying this for your kid, or if you really want the minifigures in this set, I recommend waiting for it set to go on sale. And with that, thanks for watching, and thank you again LEGO for sending us these sets to review. I've been Josh with Keep the Peace. I hope to see you in the next review.